Hello, my name is Zachary, and today I will be sharing my thoughts in reaction to the story of the body ritual among the nacerima by Horace Minor. I find the anthropological view that the story displays to be very interesting. The abstract comparisons between restrooms and shrines and dentists being called holy mouth men, I find funny. But in this humor, there's also the realization that we often only know remote tribes based on how they're discussed anthropologically. So even though us as Americans find this way of describing American culture to be funny or nonsensical, this is exactly how the majority of Americans view remote tribes or even third world countries. Admittedly, the story did not trick me because I understood a couple of the references made early on. I first got the hint of the trick when the story mentioned that the hero of the nacerima was associated with the Potomac River and chopped down a cherry tree. This brought an interesting experience to the rest of the story and trying to piece together how the story tied back into American culture. And now it's my turn to talk about an American ritual in an anthropological way. Alright, so the people of Nacerima in the region of Orleans hold a traditional celebration focused on rituals. The celebration goers watch performances from people in extravagant costumes. And these performances are somewhat dedicated to display and celebrate the togetherness of the Nacerima in Orleans. While the celebration is happening, music people everywhere are playing funky music that is sporadic and seemingly never-ending. And there are large displays of magical creatures and large depictions of humans brought throughout the streets. These displays are a main attraction of the celebration. And if you haven't gotten it yet, the ritual I chose to talk about is Mardi Gras, and specifically the Mardi Gras parades in New Orleans, Louisiana. This tradition is a wonderful representation of America. Sorry, I had to change rooms, but I find the tradition to be a wonderful representation of America because of how much of a melting pot it's shown to be. Many different cultures and communities are represented in Mardi Gras. And the Mardi Gras parades are colorful, expressive, and very inclusive with traditions from many different cultures. And it's all expressed in one big parade. To me, all of this encapsulates perfectly how America is and should be going forward. It shows that America is diverse and how it cares about the fact that it's a melting pot of cultures. Throughout history, the Mardi Gras parade has changed quite a bit. It came to New Orleans from Paris, and it came from Paris to America in 1699 from this explorer who set up camp in New Orleans. He was in New Orleans during the time Paris was celebrating Mardi Gras, but he wanted to celebrate it as well, so he put on his own celebration in New Orleans, and this stuck. Most of us believe that Mardi Gras originated from the French, but shockingly, there is evidence that Mardi Gras predates the French and actually goes back to Roman times. The likely ancestor of Mardi Gras was called the Lupercalia in Rome, and this was a celebration that was almost circus-like. This circus-like party was held in mid-February in Rome. But in the 1700s in New Orleans, after the Mardi Gras tradition was brought over, they would celebrate with masquerade balls and keep French tradition. Later on in the 1700s, the Spanish governors that ruled New Orleans banned masquerade balls for about 20 years. But soon enough, this ban was lifted. In the early 1800s, Mardi Gras would be celebrated by people in masquerade masks, either on foot in carriages or on horseback. And in 1837, the first documented Mardi Gras parade actually happened. This display showed people parading through the streets of New Orleans throughout the whole city. In the decades following, these parades had acts of violence associated with them. So there were many unsuccessful attempts to ban Mardi Gras as a parade due to the stigma. In the 1900s, music became a focus on the parade, and many famous musicians would go on to perform during the parade. The Mardi Gras parade was extremely popular with the carnival scene and became a well-known tourist destination for people internationally. The historian Arthur Hardy writes about how Mardi Gras has changed in the article named History of Mardi Gras. The changes of the parade have been good for society because over time the Mardi Gras parade became more inclusive and more culturally diverse. It was only recently in the 1960s where the Mardi Gras parade was open for the Black community to enjoy and be a part of. Over time, the focus of music has also led to more inclusivity and has led to it becoming a bigger event. The changes in the Mardi Gras parade led to New Orleans becoming a tremendous tourist location during the event. I think that all these factors are very representative of America and its values. The progressed inclusivity and the ability to embrace change while also holding true to tradition at the same time displays American culture incredibly well. Outsiders looking at America and our love for our own traditions, like the Mardi Gras parades, would probably think very strangely of us. They might discount all the history and valuable change that has taken our traditions and the Mardi Gras parade to where it is now. And we as Americans need to see and realize the unfair assumptions we tend to make of others. Thank you.